You're listening to Live Better Conversations, where we take a deep dive into how businesses contribute to living better in our homes and our communities. I'm really excited to have the Flannery here. He's a legend in the Valley.
The Flannery.
The Flannery, yeah. He's an accredited independent mortgage broker, and his business is called, or his company is called Bayfield Mortgage Professionals. So would you take us through a little bit of a history of your legendary business here in the Valley?
My legendary business. I've been in the brokerage industry in the Comox Valley for 20 years now. I am 35 years as a banker.
Wow.
I started out in Winnipeg with Scotiabank and Central Guarantee Trust back in the 80s. Giving away my age. Woo. I moved to Bayfield, as I say, 20 years ago in the Comox Valley here. Bayfield itself is the oldest mortgage broker in Western Canada.
I didn't know that.
It was first opened in 1972 by one of the first licensed brokers in Western Canada. So we've been around a long time. And we have two of Canada's largest mortgage investment corporations.
That is really, investors out there, take note. Okay. Most of us understand what a mortgage broker does. They arrange the mortgage that you need to finance your home. But what I'd like to know is, what do you consider the most misunderstood part of your business?
Still the most misunderstood part of our business, even to this day, is that mortgage brokers charge a fee to do a mortgage. That's a big misnomer. There are cases certainly where brokers will charge to do a mortgage, and it's usually when they're arranging private funding or on a commercial level they will charge. But every run-of-the-mill home purchase where Mr. and Mrs. Smith are buying their first home, or if it's a move-up home or a downsize home, there's no charge if it's done through many of the monoline institutions, a monoline being an institution that does only mortgages, or one of the major banks or credit unions.
So how do you get paid?
We're paid a finder's fee or a commission with the institution that we place the mortgage with.
Okay, that's, I think people do get confused between them paying and your mortgage company paying you.
Oh, very much so. I get people come into my office just for some advice, and at the end they're surprised. They say, well, what do we owe you? And I say, well, nothing.
Right.
It's just, they're awfully surprised.
Just a personal note, I think everybody should visit their mortgage broker on a regular basis. I'm not talking every month, but maybe what's a good...
If you have a mortgage, an annual checkup is good. Just an annual check-in.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a checkup. It's just, is the product that you're in still fitting your lifestyle and your needs, and what's going on in your life. You may need to downsize. You may need to, there may be options to transfer. You may be looking to buy a new home.
And things happen in your life.
Things happen in your life.
Right. Along with the most misunderstood part is, I've seen a lot of sites online lately, as you probably have as well, about companies automating the real estate process, or automating the mortgage process, using AI to determine the worth of your house, so that you have an idea of what you could list it at. In your field, how do you see, can you talk about the differences in how you approach your business, and how perhaps an automated service would approach the business?
Oh, there's a move afoot in the United States right now to make the whole mortgage process automated. From basically, you'll do the application online, and before you're finished that application, they will have manually pulled your or automatically pulled your income information from whatever company you work for. Having said that, it may streamline the process to get to move it through a little faster, but you can never underestimate the value of a human-to-human interaction. Because no matter how smart artificial intelligence is, it's never going to be able to know your story. And everybody's story is unique. A machine cannot know that. And a machine can't listen to your desires for the future.
And therefore can't help you plan for the future.
That's correct.
Right. I think maybe one other thing that we touched upon in our conversations in the past is how vital it is to really have a financial plan in place. Know where you're going. If, to a certain extent, you can't know exactly where we're going. Life happens. But it's great to have that financial picture that corresponds with your goals in life.
Yeah, it's good to have a financial goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it be 3 years out, 5 years out, or 10 years out, at least you have a goal that you're aspiring to or working towards. So.
And I think everybody who's listening to this video can benefit from the knowledge that Rob has and the knowledge of the products out there that can help you and the ideas he has that will make such a big difference in your life in terms of what you can afford and how you can live. Anyway, before we talk about how you and your business makes our lives better, and that alone could take that could take a whole day. But what's something the general public wouldn't know about you or your business?
The general public wouldn't know generally that we will work on their schedule. We will work on their days off, typically Saturdays and Sundays. We will meet in the evening. And in certain cases, we will definitely come to them in their environment where they feel most comfortable. We will also meet by means of mediums like Zoom or Skype. So we will definitely meet that way. Make it a little more comfortable and non-overbearing like a bank meeting can be. We try and make it a little more casual and more comfortable for the client.
And it's a lot more intimate, I think, than walking into a bank and meeting with your banker that you may not know very well, or maybe you do know them very well. But I think that there are several factors about meeting with an independent, accredited mortgage broker that really speaks to the process of how you go about getting a mortgage.
Yeah.
And the product in the end.
Yes, because we basically do only mortgages. So when you meet with us, we're meeting specifically for that product. We're not trying to sell an RRSP and a credit card and a savings account all in the same transaction. So we're focused on life goals and moving forward and putting a roof over a person's head.
Which makes people's lives better. I just had a thought. Would you explain or extrapolate on the difference between getting pre-approved and the actual approval process once you've put it in once you have an accepted offer on a house? There's another process that you go through. Would you briefly explain the differences between those two?
There's two types of pre-approvals. One is the pre-approval where you go to your financial institution or your broker, and they will take the basic information and they will pull a credit bureau and make sure that the credit scoring is correct, and they will submit it to a lender for what they call a pre-approval, which is essentially just a rate hold, whether it be for 60, 90, or 120 days, as is typical in the industry. Or alternatively, you can do a pre-approval that is a little more in-depth, where the income is qualified and verified, the down payment is verified. So the only thing at that point is you're basically good to go and write an unconditional offer on a home, but The caveat is the home can fail the test with a lender, so
Yes.
I strongly put that forward. It was typical in a highly heated market where people would write offers that are subject free with no home inspection, things like that, and it would get to the lender, and even though the borrower is gold, the house failed the lender's parameters to be approved, and that can put everybody, especially the borrowers, in a very uncomfortable position.
That's good advice, thank you. I know I often hear from my clients when we're looking at houses, well, I've been pre-approved, and I think that sometimes they don't understand what they have. They have a rate approval and a rate guarantee for 3 months?
It can be up to 3 months, yes.
Okay.
And it's a misnomer, and it's one of those acronyms that's played around within the banking industry, and it's never really explained to the public.
Right.
So I try and make people aware that, this is a pre-approval, it's a rate hold. We do have to underwrite the file more.
Right, okay, all right. Give us just a couple of things. I know there could be just a million things that visiting you as a mortgage professional, as an independent mortgage professional that is accredited, how does your business make people's lives? How do people live better because of what you do?
What we do, or what I do as a broker, is I try and find out people's life's goals. What are you trying to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years? Are you planning on having a child if you're a married couple? Are you planning on downsizing if you're an older person? Are you planning on buying a new car? Do you want to do renovations? A lot of these things that the banks, unfortunately, it's not that they fail to ask it, it's they probably don't have the time to ask this stuff. So, and we keep notes, and we hopefully build a relationship going forward. As I'm going to be sitting at my desk, and hopefully, God willing, in 5 years,
Yes.
and have that client back to my office in 5 years and chat about their goals going forward for the next 5 years. We don't always have that ability when we're dealing with our local financial institutions, because they tend to
He's a busy guy.
They tend to be moved around a lot.
Right.
Come on. So that's the major reason how we help people move forward. The other thing is we help people, we coach people with their credit, and how to build the best credit score, and how to achieve the best interest savings to build the best credit score. So those are the two.
And because you have a good credit score, you can then apply for a great product.
That's right.
All right, and that's what it's all about.
That's right, saving people money. It's your money, you keep it.
And you know what? That helps me live better. Anyway, thank you so much, Rob.
Thank you, Alice.
I think that, as I said, I think that people should be visiting their mortgage broker and their realtor yearly for that yearly checkup, to find out if their goals are still the same, and does the product still fit that goal.
That's great. And just to keep in touch.
Yeah.
Just keep in touch. Keep abreast of the market and what's happening.
Keep the human side of the transaction.
That's right.
And that's really what it's all about. And that's what makes us all live better. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.